Hello again. In this video lecture, we will look at the different C program segments. The different C program segments are broadly classified as code section. We can also call it as program sections, or it's also called text section, and something called a data section. So the code section consists of the code part of our C program, which is normally in read-only mode when the image is generated, to prevent from accidental modifications. So if you look at typical data sections in C language, the data sections are classified as four types. One is initialized data section. Then we have one more data section called uninitialized data section. The third data section is called a stack section, and the next one is called the heap section. So let us look at an example and see what is actually meant by all these sections. For example, if I have a program called say x.c, let me save it as x.c. Now so my x.c program now has hash include std.h. This is the preprocessor directive, so it has nothing to do with the sections that I am talking about. I declare a variable called int a equal to 10. I have a variable called int b. Then I have a function called int main, and within this function I have one more variable called int k, and then I have something called printf. Hello there. So now when I have this program and give this to the compiler, let me assemble this program. So I'll say gcc -s d.c. in this case it is x.c. So I will open the x.s file now. So when I open the x.s file, you could see several sections here, right? It talks about the main section, it talks about the few more additions there, right? And this becomes my data section. So typically you could say that this is my code section and all this is my data section. Okay, so that is at a very low level of abstraction. At a higher level of abstraction, I could say this belongs to the initialized data section because I have initialized the variable. This belongs to my uninitialized data section. Okay, this belongs to my uninitialized data section. And since k, if I am now looking at A and B are global declarations, so they belong to the global data section in that global initialized data section. So suppose even if I have a pointer called int k, so even if I have a pointer called int k, since it belongs to the global data section, it is an uninitialized, it belongs to the uninitialized data section. Okay, and coming to k, now k belongs to k is within the local scope of main. Anything that is a part of a function or within the block scope, okay, where in the block there is no independence given to the block has to be a part of some function. They are all stored in something called the stack section. Now if I allocate some, if I create for example k equal to say malloc of say something called int, so this malloc that I create gets onto something called the heap section. Remember that my k belongs to the uninitialized data section, but k is now referring to one memory location which is on the heap section. Alright, so let us come back and revisit once again. So we are looking at different C program segments. So C program segments broadly are classified into code section and data section. The code section is a read-only section to prevent from accidental modification once we generate an image. Then we have a data section wherein we have initialized data section, uninitialized data section. We have stack section and heap section. All the global declarations will be in the data section. Depending on if it is initialized, it will be in initialized data section. If it is uninitialized data section. And all the local variables belonging to a function or within a block scope will always be on the stack, and anything that is dynamically created using CAlloc or malloc will be on the heap section. The remaining aspects of C programming in the next lectures. Thank you very much.